So 3 Michelin stars, 3 world-class wine regions, and a community that integrates million-dollar estates with working-class neighbours. But if you're coming here to show off wealth, or you can't handle real winter frost, you're going to be pretty miserable. Today I'm revealing the pros and cons of Healdsburg that nobody talks about. And after helping hundreds of buyers, I can tell you exactly who thrives here and who struggles. So let's start with a pro, and this one is for the foodies. So most small towns celebrate having one good restaurant. Healdsburg's got a culinary scene that rivals major cities. Single Thread holds 3 Michelin stars, and honestly, that alone tells you something about the depth here. But what makes Healdsburg different is not just about 1 or 2 standout restaurants. The town's got multiple Michelin-recognized places such as Valette, plus a lot of farm-to-table spots that will be the best restaurant in most other cities. And here's the thing about living here versus visiting. When you're a resident, you've got dozens of tasting rooms and countless great restaurants all within walking distance of the plaza. You're not planning some big weekend trip and dropping $500 on dinner. You're grabbing lunch at a place that just happens to source everything from local farms, or meeting friends for a casual Tuesday evening that turns out to be one of the best meals you've had in months. From experience, I can tell you this changes your relationship with food. You start knowing which farms supply which restaurants. You recognize the chefs at the farmers market. And wait until we talk about the community events, because what the city does with that farmers market is something special. So stick around. Now, the food scene here isn't something you visit. It becomes part of your daily rhythm. And that quality comes with particular cultural expectations though. And understanding those expectations determines whether you'll actually enjoy living here or not. Now, if you're watching this video and thinking seriously about Healdsburg, I work with buyers going through wine country decisions every week and can help you figure out whether this lifestyle actually matches what you're looking for. My contact information is in the description below, but feel free to email me at david@BruingtonHargreaves.com. So now back to what might be the most important cultural factor, and this is a big con. It's definitely not for status seekers. Okay, so Healdsburg is the wrong place for those who are coming here looking to showcase wealth or status. You can stop right here. Yes, there's significant money here, of course, but here's the culture. Nobody cares about how much you have. That designer handbag, that luxury car, people literally don't notice or even care. If you want to show off wealth, that's more like Napa Valley or Beverly Hills. Healdsburg just doesn't operate that way. From years of living here, I can tell you the community values substance over status. And people care about what you contribute, how you engage with neighbors, whether you're a genuine person, not what you drive or what you wear. This isn't some reverse snobbery thing, it's just a different set of values. The community respects people who do excellent work, who contribute to local culture, who engage authentically. And financial success is fine, but it's not interesting to people here. So, if you get satisfaction from displays of wealth, from being seen with the right brands, or from status markers that impress people, you're going to feel a bit out of place. Nobody's going to validate that approach, and you'll just end up frustrated. But what does the community care about? Well, exceptional wine, and that brings us to what actually draws most people here. And let's face it, we're living in wine country, but Healdsburg is wine country done right. For the ones who love wine, Healdsburg sits at the convergence of 3 world-class wine regions. You got Alexander Valley, Dry Creek Valley, and the Russian River Valley. Think about what that actually means for a second. You can taste exceptional Cabernet from Alexander Valley in the morning, Zinfandel from Dry Creek at lunchtime, and Pinot from Russian River in the evening. Well, that's maybe a little bit much, but you get the idea. All of them are a short drive from each other. And when I tell you about the outdoor options in a few minutes, you'll see how this wine country location also puts you at the center of some of the best hiking and best biking in Northern California. So stay with me. So now in Napa, you're often driving between appointments, dealing with traffic, planning your whole day around a few tastings. In Healdsburg, you've got the option of doing it on foot. You can park once in downtown. You've got immediate access to dozens of tasting rooms. You can walk to all of them. You can make last-minute decisions, just pop into a tasting room. And here's something I really appreciate after living here for quite a while now. The wine culture in Healdsburg is serious, but it's not pretentious. People care deeply about the craft, but there's none of that stuffiness that you find in other wine regions. That unpretentious vibe extends beyond wine into every aspect of daily life. So which brings me to something that surprises a lot of people. And that's an informal culture that may actually disappoint some people. So here's a tell. You can always spot a tourist because they dress differently. Residents wear jeans and casual clothes to nice restaurants. There's no dress code culture. Nobody's putting on a show. Healdsburg's pretty informal for residents. And if you prefer a more formal, traditional atmosphere, that may bother you. I mean, it may not. Of the two main wine country towns in Sonoma County, if you want that kind of atmosphere, Sonoma might suit you better. But Healdsburg is just a bit more laid back. It just doesn't try too hard. From experience watching people adapt to wine country, I can tell you this matters more than you'd think. Some people love the informality. They feel they can finally relax and be themselves. Other people find it too casual, like something's missing from the experience. So think about which camp you're in before making the move. If you enjoy the ritual of formal dining, the elegance of dressing up, the structure of traditional social occasions, Healdsburg might feel too loose and free for you. But that informality creates something remarkable, something you don't fully appreciate until you've been here for a little while. And that's authentic community integration. You've got multifamily homes sitting right next to million-dollar properties. And it's not some uncomfortable wealth divide. Here's what I find that's most impressive. Even with a gap between income and prices, the city's genuinely working hard to create housing for the people who make wine country function. Winemakers, restaurant workers, vineyard hands, teachers, people who work in the hospitals. More people can actually live in town instead of commuting from 30 miles away like you see in some other resort towns. And talking about what the city is doing, stick with me because we'll cover the city management shortly. The financial planning behind it is seriously impressive. Now, from years of watching this community, I can tell you this creates something pretty special. The guy serving you at Singleton probably lives 3 blocks away. The woman managing that tasting room could be your neighbor. That integration means Healdsburg maintains a real community feel, even with all the tourism and the wealth. Now, this doesn't happen by accident. The city actively works on this relentlessly. They're constantly evaluating how to maintain that right balance. I mean, it's not perfect, nowhere is, but the commitment to keeping Healdsburg a real community and not just a playground for the wealthy is genuine. So you've got this integrated community with world-class food and wine. But let me give you a reality check on something that people often get wrong, and that's realistic weather expectations. I mean, a lot of people move here from San Francisco thinking it'll be much warmer all the time, and it's not. Yes, we get hotter summers, but in winter we get colder days than San Francisco. We get frost. You'll need your big coat every now and again. If you're looking to escape cold weather entirely, Healdsburg probably isn't the right place. Here's the thing about wine country climate. Summers can be hot, reaching the 80s and mid-90s. If you're someone who can't handle the heat, that's going to be uncomfortable. It's not as hot as somewhere like St. Helena in Napa Valley, but it's definitely warmer than coastal areas. If you want cooler evenings during summer, you need to head west towards the coast. The further inland you go in Sonoma County, the warmer it gets. Healdsburg sits in that middle zone, hot summer days, but still getting some marine influence in the evening, which personally I love. From living here for a while now, I can tell you the best weather runs through late spring through early fall. I mean, October remains one of my favorite months, but winter is genuinely wet and can be chilly. I mean, we're talking weeks of rain, cold mornings, heating bills that may surprise you if you're from a milder climate. And we don't move here expecting perpetual sunshine and warmth. You're getting 4 real seasons, just with more moderate extremes than places with harsh winters or brutal summers. Now, what helps you deal with those winter months is the fact that the city itself is exceptionally well run. So let me explain what I mean. And we genuinely have exceptional city management. When you look at Healdsburg's finances, especially its tourism revenue, the stability stands out for a town this size. And that financial stability shapes daily life in ways that most buyers don't initially recognize. Yes, we have the hotels. Yes, there's tourism infrastructure. But here's what people miss. That tourism revenue genuinely benefits residents through better services, better events, better community amenities. And the city's figured out how to leverage tourism to enhance residential life rather than diminish it. From experience helping buyers evaluate different wine country towns, I can tell you that financial stability matters more than people realize. A well-managed city means better roads, better parks, better services. It means the city can invest in long-term improvements instead of constantly scrambling to cover their basic operations. The city puts on extensive community events, music in the plaza during the summer, the Christmas tree lighting in December, the Future Farmers Parade, July 4th fireworks. These aren't afterthoughts. They're central to what makes Healdsburg feel like home for many residents. Think about what that means for your daily life. It's the difference between a town that functions as a community and a town that's just a collection of houses and businesses. And living here for a while now, I've watched how these events bring neighbors together, how they create traditions traditions families look forward to year in, year out. But that exceptional local experience comes with geographic trade-offs. For example, we're quite a distance away from Napa Valley. I mean, if you're someone who really loves Napa Valley and wants regular access to those wineries and restaurants down in Napa, Healdsburg's a long way away. It takes an hour or more with traffic, and that's manageable for occasional visits, but I personally would never go to Napa for lunch or just go for a tasting. If you're the type who wants to visit Napa wineries every weekend, explore downtown Napa regularly, there's a lot of windshield time between Healdsburg and Napa. I mean, Sonoma County's got world-class wine. Healdsburg's got incredible access to 3 AVAs. But if your heart is really in Napa Valley, if that's the wine culture you're drawn to, then you should probably live closer to that. Think about how often you realistically want to visit Napa. Once a month? I mean, that's totally manageable from Healdsburg. Every weekend? That's going to get old driving back and forth. Be honest with yourself about what you actually want. I mean, that being said, both Calistoga and St. Helena are pretty easy from Healdsburg, being 35 to 45 minutes away. So if you like North Napa Valley, then they're easy to visit. When it comes to Bay Area access though, the equation looks a little different. So with the completion of the Modern Sonoma Narrows project, you're looking at just over an hour to San Francisco from Healdsburg under normal traffic conditions. And that's not a quick commute, but it's manageable for people who need to be in the city once or twice a week. And here's what's even better for frequent travelers. Sonoma County Airport in Santa Rosa is adding more and more destinations. You're literally 10 minutes away from the airport with direct access to major West Coast hubs and beyond. And if you're willing to drive to SFO, that's where you get international access, then the distance comes with its own challenges. But here's the game changer coming soon. The Smart Train extension to Healdsburg starts construction in 2026 with completion expected probably in around 2028. That's going to connect us directly to the existing line that goes all the way down to Marin County. For people who travel regularly, that transforms the accessibility equation. So if you're working remotely most days but need Bay Area access occasionally, then Healdsburg definitely works. If you're commuting daily to San Francisco, it's probably going to wear you down. And that brings me to the broader travel reality that you do need to understand. It definitely takes longer to travel to major destinations. I mean, San Francisco International Airport takes about 90 minutes to 2 hours depending on the traffic. If you fly regularly for work or pleasure, and that adds up and can get old. Getting to SFO, skiing in Tahoe, visiting Yosemite, all of these are more effort from Healdsburg compared to living in Marin or on the peninsula. Yes, Sonoma County Airport helps for some of these destinations, but for international travel or certain domestic routes, I mean, you're stuck with the SFO drive. Similarly, if you like to ski every weekend at Tahoe, you're adding 90 minutes to that journey compared to living in the East Bay. Same thing with Yosemite or traveling to the Sierras. It's not that these places are inaccessible from Healdsburg, they're just that much further away, so it puts an additional obstacle in the way to you going there. I mean, this is a deal breaker for some people. If skiing is central to your life, if you're visiting Yosemite every month, Healdsburg's location definitely works against you compared to some other areas in wine country. But here's the flip side. If those activities are occasional rather than weekly, the extra distance is tolerable. You're trading off some travel convenience for wine country living. Just make sure you're going into it with clear expectations. What you do get right here, without any driving, changes the equation considerably. So let's talk about outdoor recreation. This area offers some of the best riding for both beginner to advanced mountain bikers and road cyclists. You've got everything from flat valley rides along vineyards to serious climbing in the hills. Lake Sonoma's got over 40 miles of trails for hiking and walking, with varied terrain that accommodates any fitness level. And here's something that matters in those hot summer months. The Russian River runs right through Healdsburg. When temperatures hit the 90s, you're minutes away from swimming, kayaking, or just cooling off by the water. If you want to go to the coast to go for a hike to get away from the heat of the summer sun, then Jenner's only 40 minutes away. From experience, I can tell you that access to diverse outdoor activities changes your quality of life more than you expect. You're not driving an hour to go for a hike. You're not planning weekend trips just to bike on decent roads. This stuff is right here, accessible on a Tuesday evening after work. And what makes it even better is the variety. You can bike through vineyards in the morning, mountain bike at Lake Sonoma in the afternoon, and cool off in the river in the evening. That kind of variety keeps you engaged year-round instead of burning out on one activity. And the community keeps adding to that quality of life. So let's talk about some of those ongoing community improvements. The True West Cinema just opened, and it's not just another movie theatre. It's curated by a former Sundance Film Festival curator, bringing art house and independent films to Healdsburg. There are always new developments happening that enhance what's available to residents. For people who appreciate cinema beyond mainstream blockbusters, I mean, that's huge. In December of 2025, the Foley Family Community Pavilion opened. That's going to be the permanent home for the farmers market, plus an event space for community gatherings. I mean, think about what that means for year-round market access and community events regardless of weather. And these aren't random developments, they're thoughtful additions that respond to what residents actually want. After living here for years, I've watched how the city listens to feedback and acts on it. I mean, that responsiveness is seriously rare. The downtown continues evolving with new restaurants and businesses opening regularly. And Healdsburg doesn't rest on its reputation. It actively works to get better. This ongoing investment in quality of life extends to something most people don't think about until later. And that's the ideal environment for aging. I mean, we've got Enzo Village, if that's your preference, a senior living community designed specifically for active aging. Here's what's even more impressive. Healdsburg's being progressive with new services for the aging population. The city recognizes that most people want to age in place in their homes, and they're creating the infrastructure to support that. I mean, this matters more than people realize when they're younger. The availability of quality healthcare, the walkability of downtown, the sense of community, these factors become crucial as mobility changes. The Healdsburg Hospital provides 24/7 emergency care right here in town. I mean, you're not driving 30 minutes to get to emergency services. Multiple urgent care centers operate within the area, and it gives older residents more options than many similar-sized towns. Think about what that means for long-term planning. You're not facing a forced move in 20 years because the town can't support your needs. You can build a life here, knowing the community will work for you across decades. So let me pull it all together here for you. Making the right decision. Well, the town delivers amazing food and wine, genuine community, excellent outdoor recreation, and thoughtful city management. It's informal, it's unpretentious, and focused on quality of life over status displays. But it requires realistic expectations about the weather, about the distance from certain destinations, and a cultural fit. If you need formal social structures, if you're deeply connected to Napa Valley, if you fly internationally every week, these are legitimate reasons to reconsider. The people who thrive in Healdsburg are those who value authentic community, appreciate world-class food and wine without needing it to be showy, and also enjoy outdoor activities and want the benefits of small-town living with sophisticated amenities. The people who struggle here are those expecting constant sunshine, needing regular access to Napa Valley, wanting extensive nightlife, or prioritizing displays of wealth and status. I mean, neither group is wrong, they're just different lifestyle priorities. The key is about being honest about what actually matters to you day to day, not what sounds good in theory. So wine country isn't a lifestyle you can settle for when you can't afford the Bay Area. It's a lifestyle that requires honest self-assessment about whether you value substance over status and community over convenience. If you're ready to have that honest conversation about whether Healdsburg fits your actual priorities and your timeline, then email me at david@BruingtonHargreaves.com today, and we'll walk through what's available right now. So don't miss out, and check out my video on the 6 myths that cost Sonoma County buyers thousands. You'll want to watch that before making any wine country decisions. See you in the next video.